Welcome back to the Spearhead cast, everyone. We got a 1v1 on the Western Front. The map is called Meadowlands, I think. Anyway, let's go through the players, shall we? We have Noob Hero 21 as US Ranger. And we have Valhallen as the Wehrmacht. We're not a commander yet, but I imagine we might see something at some point. Regardless, Ranger is often a pretty good choice, because Ranger allows you a lot of utility and elite infantry. Looks like we have... Oh, Valhalla has gone for Ostdivision. Okay, so we're going to see reserve troops and Eastern Europeans. Let me just check my recording. I seem to be good. Fighting against the Americans. So this is going to be an interesting one. So someone informed me that indeed, as I already knew, there were some Eastern Europeans and other foreign troops fighting in the Normandy at D-Day, but this is obviously not D-Day. Probably somewhere deep in France, but probably still Normandy somewhere. Who the hell knows? Regardless, I guess the Germans are throwing everything at the Americans here to try and hold them back. With what limited troops and equipment they have. Now the Americans are sending in more elite troops for this kind of rocket terrain in the forest. Sending in the 10th Mountain Division first of all. Before we see the Rangers probably. Now I understand why you cannot get Rangers out the gates. Because they are really fucking good. But if you can get Airborne out the gate, why can't you get Rangers out the gate? That's just what I'm wondering personally. There might be a good balance reason for that, but it's just my own opinion. I personally think that commanders who get like elite troops out the gate should be able to get them immediately just because they are so freaking costly. Like it can be risky to do it early on with them. As we have both Grenadiers engaging with the Realism here. The Realism are not going to last long in any kind of engagement. American Arstans opened fire these Pioneers briefly when they saw them. Yeah, these Realism are not doing well. Not going to last long against the burst fire from those Sturmgewehrs of the Volksgrenadiers. Fortunately, the Volksgrenadiers suck at aiming. We have some actual Grenadiers coming up. And we also have a squad of Osttruppen. These are the Eastern Europeans or other foreign troops really forced to fight. Well, not really forced, some of them, but a fair few of them were forced to fight for the Germans. And most, I believe, did it against the Soviets, but they did also fight against the Allies, but I think most of them wanted to surrender against the Western Allies, to be honest, after engaging with them. Of course, I guess they couldn't really whenever a German supervising nearby. Not exactly easy to do. The Americans are forming a battle line here. You're also seeing a 30 cal coming in for the Americans here. Air-cooled. No, not air-cooled. Water-cooled, my bad. And we have an MG42 coming out for Valhalla. Okay. So big machine guns are gonna come in. One American's about to flank here. Good job trying to run back there and getting up behind cover to get ready to face them. That's what you're meant to do. Good to see. Well, he has to be very cautious there. That's only 3 men. And the Americans are in a good position here. But the MG42 is blocking the flank here. But the Grenadiers are forced to run. Anyway, the Volksgrenadiers are pushing up here. We also have some Osttruppen trying to work their way up.
Production upgrade accomplished.
Looks like the Wehrmacht has taken up early. Okay. And we also already seen the field infirmary. Good to see, so we can get some healing action for the German troops. They probably need it. Vertical setting up though to on the flank of these Volksgrenadiers. Already pinning them. Running out of there. Now the Volksgrenadiers, I don't think are going to last for too long, but they should be fairly accurate with their Kar-98s. Now you can also get the Kar-98 20 round upgrade for them, because it doesn't take a slot, but I guess not a lot of people want to waste their munitions on it, or use their munitions on it rather. But I personally think it's actually just a net full-on upgrade, because you don't lose any thing out of getting it. So if you want to employ it, I'd say do it, because it really helps you in the long run, I'd imagine. Like having 20 rounds before I have to reload can be a pretty big deal. I'd certainly say so anyway. The Americans are going to try and spread out to get some more territory now. Vertical needs to set up somewhere. Probably behind this truck would be a good choice. It would have a wide overview here. Americans have already been getting rid of the Springfield sniper rifle. Unique upgrade to the rifleman if you're playing as Ranger. Allows them to essentially deal with enemies at long range. You're also seeing a tech up for the Americans. Of course, he knows what his enemy is getting, because he's going to get actually... the Americans are actually going to get an info pop-up whenever the Germans get something, because he's playing as Ranger, so he gets some intel information. It's a pretty handy ability to have in against other players, in all honesty, because you can kind of tell what they're going for.
Capture point is under attack.
Problem is, he's not keeping the northern front line secure, but he also needs to push southwards, but he doesn't know that there's nothing down there to stop him. And that's another manpower. Okay, we're seeing double observation post. That's a lot of extra manpower for the US of A. Looks like the Volksgrenadiers are engaging here, doing some burst fire. They've also been giving PPSA just now, which the Germans actually captured in large quantities, to the point that they actually started converting them to using German ammunition and even distributed field manuals. Oh, that's an egg grenade! Oh, and I don't think the Americans noticed. Oh, yeah, that hurts. That's it, the Pioneers are not gonna last long under 530 cal, even inside the building, I think. Yeah, hitting those 3 echelons pretty well. Here comes the 221. It's being armed with Radpanzer rather than the gun. I guess that's actually a smart move sometimes. But here we have a Jeep with a 50 cal, and I believe... Is that a 50 cal? It is a 50 cal, yeah. That can actually deal with the scout car if it gets good shots off, by the way. Like, don't underestimate the 50 cal. Of course, when he gets Radpanzer, that's going to be a lot harder for the 50 cal to do, because it'll have 50% increased armor.
Listen up, fellas. Enemy infantry! Hold on!
You need some reconnaissance?
And because he doesn't have the autocannon, I think if it's not suppressed... Oh, he is setting up the 42, though.
Leichter Panzerspähwagen reporting.
Well, America needs to be a little bit careful here. Mortar is being prepared behind us. So it's a pack for the Germans. Looks like it's going to be a pack 38. So a smaller but cheaper version of the pack, essentially, earlier. Oh, good job there with the MT42 ambushing. But the 50 cal is getting some really fucking good shots. Like, don't underestimate the 50 cal on the Jeep. But that 2-1 is going to go in for the kill, I think. And now it had to reload. Oh, bad timing.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
So good job there with the 2-1.
Scout car awaiting orders.
And Radpanzer will definitely help it a lot in the long run because of the extra weight.
Taking fire!
Here comes the Volksgrenadiers now armed with the PPSHs. I'm not sure how often the Americans actually have encountered troops armed with the PPSH in the Western Front. But don't quote me on that. I have no idea how often they would have encountered that. But I'd wager most stolen equipment from the Russians would have been used against the Russians. At least that's just what I think. Rifleman armed with a BAR. No Rangers yet, but Rangers are quite expensive. We are seeing a 57mm coming up.
Capture points.
But the Americans are losing territory rapidly here. But the Americans do have a mortar out. Where's the mortar? It's over here. They're going for the observation post, but they are lacking the power to pierce it, which I assume is what the Pack 38 is going to do. They need to wait for the 57, I think, because the Radpanzer is just going to get good shots now. We're also seeing the Ostromlings and mines behind us. Good to see. 57 missed. We're seeing a scavenger in the Jeep. Very good to see it. Gonna give him a little bit more to work with. But I don't think it's gonna be a lot because it's a light vehicle. And only 12 fuel. That's actually still not bad.
Resupply by air.
Yeah, the Americans are not heading southwards. It's completely open, but he doesn't know that. We're also seeing Romanians called in. I am not sure the Romanians ever fought the Western Allies. I am pretty dubious on that one, but if someone knows, they can tell me in the comments, obviously. But I'm pretty sure the Romanians never fought against the Western Allies. I'm pretty sure of that, anyway. We are seeing some weapons being airdropped in. Oh. Just one did not actually take a lot of hits. It might have been the plane that said something. Who's going to grab the equipment? Looks like it's going to be Ostrom going to grab the MG34 and Romanians going to grab the pack. Okay. But now we have Romanians in the southern flank here, and they can definitely fight. At least for a while. They're 6 man. I believe they're poor training, but they'll do okay, I think. Unless the Americans get close. There also needs to be veterans armed with any weapons. Wow, that's kind of cruel. Then again, he could get the Cap Center and get the veterancy, but he isn't. Guess he doesn't want to waste the resources on the Kampfkraft Center. He's also low on resources at the moment. Just one is hitting the... Oh, now the Americans heading for the southern flank. They are bringing a tank hunter with them. Anti-tank team. A duty often seen as a suicide job, by the way, by many American troops. Probably for obvious reasons. It's very hard to try and deal with a tank. But now the Americans are taking territory. I don't think the Romanians are going to be equipped to deal with an American squad that's veteran to 2 with a BAR. Yeah, they immediately just calling them down. And that's the Romanian squad. The 221 is present. And more German troops are moving in now. Oh, it's not looking good here. Oh, we actually seen some mines having been laid. Was these American mines? Oh, these are American mines, okay. Pioneers are flank, moving up. And good, the vertical is moving. He's still gonna get Balloon anyway, just to clear the cover, I imagine. Man, that observation post is tough. Again, they don't really have a lot of explosive weapons on them at the moment. And the 42 is pushing up. Ooh, smoke grenade going in, but the 221 might be... Yeah, 221 went in for the kill. Another 50 cal Jeep called in. But I think the Americans need to get something heavier or better to deal with all this. Looks like the Germans are slowly clearing out the area. Just driving the 221 over the mines. No problem. Ooh, oh, good shot there with the 50 cal Jeep. There we go, took it out. That might actually have been worth it. Because I'm not sure how expensive that Jeep is. Yeah, I can only see the 30 cal one, unfortunately, on the toolbar here. Not the 50 cal one. Tank hunters moving in for the point, but there is an MG34 to suppress them. That's not gonna work. He's not gonna get out of there, I think. I think the Gradius might spot him. Yep, they got him. Yeah, seeing Rangers surviving with a half-track now. He needs to be very cautious with their movements. Panzer F1 coming in for the Germans. No Panzerfaust on the Grenadiers yet. He just needs to get out of there. Pack got a good shot. They didn't kill it though, but it immobilized it.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
Panzer IV is on the field though. Rangers pushing up. They're going for a satchel charge. Oh, that's a grenade. It's a smoke grenade to buy themselves time. Good to see. That will allow them to get out of there.
Send orders. Krauts are taking one of our points. Retreat.
He needs to cancel the repair so he can shoot. But that's not going to happen by looks of it. Yeah, and that's going to allow them to get the Panzerfaust stuff, I think. Yep. MG34 now setting up. I do not think the Americans have enough to push through that once the MG34 starts shooting. Yep, here it goes. Stuart coming out, but that's not going to fight an F1, I think. Americans still have the 57 in the center, though. Suppressed while retreating? That's awkward.
Ready to be deployed.
Ranger squad did survive, though, and these are elite infantry. They will do a very good job in most fights.
We can now dispatch WC.
They just need to be equipped for it. Although currently with the M1 Garands, they're still not bad. Here comes the Panzer F1. Good shot there. Destroying the gun.
Capture point is being overrun.
That's gonna force the Germans to pull back. Smoke raid being called by the Americans.
Send your orders.
Stealthing all the infantry and allowing them to cap faster for a while, I believe. He needs to push with this, though. He needs to be very cautious now. The Germans need to be very cautious because they have no idea what the Americans could be. A lot of mines have been laid, though. It is buying the the Americans a lot of time to get back into positions. But he should also try and capture territory with it. Like this fuel up here might be quite important. Any mines have been laid here? Only that one Regal mine by the looks of it. So those Rangers could actually get around here pretty easily. Taking up a fighting position. The Pack 40 is trying to hit the Steward by the looks of it. Steward has to pull back, I think, just a little bit. A 3-inch gun coming up for the Americans. So there might be another 57. That's another 57. There we go. Steward is down because it didn't move back. And Rangers now taking the fuel here finally. F1 is going to move in. Don't underestimate the 57. It's got a pretty good velocity. So we have a mortar half track dying around, but the American mortar set it to counter brush. Another good shot there from the 57, but this one might be cleared out. That Jeep though is actually providing a lot of support fire. Grenade going into the Ostturban. The Americans are looking a little bit dicey. They are taking up though. They might get it, so they might be able to get a Sherman soon. Oh, good job there with the PPSA just on the Ostturban killing a Ranger squad. That's a costly one. Well, I'm not sure how long the Americans gonna last under this kind of pressure. More mines being laid. Looks like that might be a shoe miner. That's another Regal mine. Okay, more and more Regal mines. Not a bad choice. Panzer 4H coming in behind this. I think once that hits the field, I don't think the Americans are going to be able to deal with it. We have another 57 instead of 3-inch. There's another 57 and a mortar behind it. Wow, okay. He's going full in a support weaponry, but he needs infantry in the field too, I think. But this is going to make it difficult for the tanks to move up if the AT guns could move up in lines of fire to support one another. Also, he's blocking this path. Very smart. That's going to make it a lot more difficult to flank. That 50 cal on the Jeep has done a lot of work. But there it goes.
Light vehicle just got destroyed.
All riflemen called in.
A capture point.
Germans are slowly retaking some territory down there. German mortar half-track is doing its job. Now the Panzer 4H is in the field. Pineapple going out. Oh, it looks like the Realism managed to get the bazooka. More American forces coming out. Another 81mm mortar. Double 81mm. That's a pretty hefty amount of mortars, actually. Need to be careful though. That MG34 in that building could cause a lot of trouble. That Panzer IV F1 might be in trouble. Oh! But it still survived. That was pretty close. Also, looks like the mortar hafter got hit by a direct counter hit. And that's gonna make that one slow down immensely. You know, an A2's German coming out for the Americans. We also have some Storm Grenadiers coming out, a unique unit to Osthopen. Osthopen actually gets a fair few unique troops. This one you can only have one on the field at a time. They're meant to lead your troops, I believe. And they're like amazing in close quarters if they're equipped for it, I believe. I don't actually see them used often, so cool to see them actually being pulled out for once. Just thinking if I'm still recording. If I was this late in and it would have stopped, that would have been annoying. Here they are. Very fascinating squad, by the way. The equipment with very good assault options right here. And they can order a Für das Vater, or they can do a Für das Vaterland, okay. Unfortunately, I think the tooltip is a little bit bugged because it says they would be armed with a Luger, but they're not. So, a bit of an interesting squad. We also have the 6-man being armed by the Osthopen, which they can do. Cool to see. Tactical fighting position is doing a lot of work here, actually. The Americans have to pull back. There's too much fire coming in.
Just got a report of an infantry unit being wiped out.
Valhalla's doing a lot of good combined arms here, using a lot of different squads to utilizing their specialities to work together. That's really good. That's really good utilization.
4x4 just rolled onto the battlefield.
Sherman and a half-track.
You ready to roll out?
Ooh, I don't think the Americans have what it takes to stop this push. Oh, good bazooka shot though. I'll take my words. I'll eat my words there. Holy shit, that was a really good shot.
Stand by order.
Another 50 cal Jeep arriving. And they cannot hit that tank from there. A2 is moving up. Another smoke break called in. Now there's the Sherman. The F1 is not armed to deal with that. They can still use a heat shell, which is this. But the main gun is gone! That goes. There's a pack though to hold this line. That Sherman has to be very careful. All the smoke is working. That AT rifle is not going to do anything against the Sherman, even in the ass. Oh, it actually demobilized. It hit the tracks.
Kill those stupid bastards. Ready. Go ahead. Set. Over. Ready.
Still have that MG42 up there, which could be a problem.
Armor ready. Go ahead.
Couple of 50 cals going in that building. Pack will be able to shoot here though. The American is in bad position. And now can shoot the Sherman in the ass. And here comes the H, ready again. And Geballladung coming in from the Osthopen. That should finish it. That's how with Russian SVTs, actually. Interesting. And looks like the Americans are calling the towel here. This one. Oh, F1 H just went down though.
We have lost a Panzer.
But the Americans surrender right after that. That was a quite interesting match. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all later. Bye bye.